Hi, Darren Mangum here, securities lawyer with the law firm of Mangum and Associates. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Wanted to hop on here just to talk about regulation crowdfunding. And I know we've talked about regulation crowdfunding before, and I've been on jumping on YouTube for a long time, and I've talked about crowdfunding, but it is a question that I seem to be getting a lot lately. Is it worth it? Is regulation crowdfunding worth it? And the answer to that is maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. It may be worth it. Let me just go through what we typically. The only times we would typically advise you to consider regulation crowdfunding are the following circumstances, right? Number one, if you want to enable small, non-accredited investors to invest, not just a few. I'm not just talking about like say your Regulation D, Rule 506B, 35 or fewer. I'm not just talking about 35 or fewer, right? Because some clients are like, they get surprised. They're like, holy crap, I thought I could sell more than 35. I want like hundreds of non-accredited investors. And we're like, no. Regulation crowdfunding is really the only exemption that is available to allow large numbers of non-accredited investors to invest, right? And we're talking about typically they're investing. I mean, you could set the minimum a little bit higher if you wanted to, but usually they're investing in $1,000, couple $1,000, maybe 5,000. I mean, small investors, right? You're not going to get $100,000 investors. You're not going to get accredited investors. Small investors, but again, in some cases, maybe all of your customers that are part of your business are small non-accredited investors and they want to participate, right? And that's great. I mean, regulation crowdfunding is a way to do that, right? Or if there's a situation where in some cases you plan to do a future public offering, like say under Regulation A, to do a true IPO, right? But you want to raise a small amount of capital to help fund the legal expense, because like for a Regulation A offering, like an IPO, you're going to be spending, at least 75 to 100,000 easy to get that approved with the SEC. And so what some clients do, they'll use regulation crowdfunding to raise a small round of capital. Again, the max is 5 million, right? Which for some people that's plenty of money. Other people it's not enough, right? So, but some clients use regulation crowdfunding to do a small round and also to increase their shareholder base, right? Because if they're later going to be doing a public listing on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, American Tier or whatever, they need at least like 400 shareholders of record to help support a listing. And so they'll use regulation crowdfunding to help build a shareholder base, right? So that would be another instance where regulation crowdfunding may make sense, right? And obviously, if you're wanting to publicly advertise and solicit, right? That was the other thing. If you want to publicly advertise, hey, we're looking for investors, and you want to be able to not just restrict it to accredited investors only, like say Regulation D, Rule 506C. That enables you to publicly advertise, but it's only accredited investors, right? If they're non-accredited, you got to turn them away, right? And so, in some cases where you're like, hey, I don't want to turn away all the non-accrediteds. Still want an avenue for them to come in to whatever you're doing. Okay, well then it may make sense. Hey, well we'll also open up a regulation crowdfunding round to allow those people in, right? So really, those are the only circumstances where you probably should consider regulation crowdfunding. It still has to be listed on a crowdfunding portal. Again, still has to be under that 5 million mark. And so there are still the limitations. But again, it's just another arrow in your quiver. Like, say, you know what? If it makes sense, if this fits what we're trying to do, then by all means use it. I mean, I'm actually a big fan of regulation crowdfunding. As long as it fits, right? You got to make sure it's a right fit, right? And so, in some cases, it's a perfect fit. In some cases, you may want to reconsider it and think about other options, right? So, anyway, if we can help you navigate that or figure out what is the best path for you, please feel free to reach out. Again, free consultation, Mangum Associates. Shoot us an email. Give us a call, and love to chat with you about, again, no obligation. Glad to chat with you and see if it's if it's either regulation crowdfunding is a fit, or maybe consider some other options that you haven't considered. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, all those things, and also sharing this with people that that may find it helpful. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.